Welcome to today's video, guys. My name is Nick Foy, the founder of AskNickFoy.com, and I share daily video lessons with you related to online business, building social media accounts, working on your website, WordPress tips, and then lots of ways to make money online. So if you're new to this channel, I want to welcome you. Today's video is going to be about Instagram, how to grow your Instagram following to above 10,000 followers. So as you can see here, I've got this account that's almost at 28,000 followers. And I've also got my under 30 wealth account, which is right there around 10,000 followers. So I've had two different accounts I've been able to grow to 10,000 followers. So today we're going to be covering several tips that will help you grow your account and gain more followers so that you can hit that 10,000 follower milestone. The first tip that I would recommend is create an engaging profile bio. So one of the first things people are going to do when they see your photo come up in their feed or in the hashtags, or maybe they're looking at you because you followed them first and they're thinking about following you back, they're going to click through and look at your profile. So you want to have some information in your bio telling about what you do. So in my case, I'm teaching people about golf, which is pretty clear by my username. And I also have a link in my bio that says learn how to break 80 in golf this summer. Click link in bio. So that's a good call to action that tells somebody what to do next. So that's going to entice people to click my link and send them through to my website. So that makes me look credible. The fact that I have a website, I'm helping people learn how to break 80. And it helps now that I have a lot of followers. But when you're first starting out and you've got a low following, having a good profile bio description can make you look professional and make people want to follow you when it's clear what it is you do and what you're going to help them and why you are interesting. You want to let people know, what's your account about that's so interesting that they want to follow you. So since I'm going to be helping them break 80, if it's a golfer, they'll understand what that means, and that's going to be pretty enticing to make them want to follow me and stick around to see what I post each day. So step 2 is what you post each day. So you want to be consistent every single day, uploading at least one photo per day. The sweet spot is probably between 1 to 3 photos per day. Once you start going overboard, uploading 5, 6 a day, it gets hard to maintain. Eventually you'll burn out, and you might, turn off some people that are seeing lots and lots of photos coming from you every day. Instead, if you aim for 1 to 3 photos a day, that's a good amount that gets you some exposure. So be consistent. That would be my next step. Make sure you're doing it every single day. Tip number 3 is to use hashtags. So once you post a photo, I'll go ahead and open one up. You want to use a bunch of hashtags. So you can use up to 30 different hashtags. So in this case, when I uploaded my original post, I wrote a little description for that post. I hit publish. Then I started a second comment. So that's why you see it says my username twice. So this is comment number 2. And this is where I paste in all of my hashtags. So I've got an app on my phone called Notes where I've already written out 30 different golf related hashtags in order that I want them. So then all I got to do is go to that app, copy it, and then I come back to Instagram, click paste, and it pastes it into that new comment. So this puts my photo out for all these 30 different hashtags. So if anybody's searching, golf life, 7-iron, golf ball, Ricky Fowler, these are different golf related words people are searching in the hashtags for. So my photo will come up in the feed and they'll be able to click like on it, or they might check out, my profile when they see my profile name, and that's then where it takes them to my bio and I end up getting a file out of it. And then the next step off hashtags is when you start getting more followers and more likes on your photos and more comments, you can start ranking for these hashtags. So at one time, this entire list of 30 hashtags, I was ranking for about 27 or 28 of them, meaning that my post was coming up in, one of the top slots. So let's go ahead and click on a hashtag to show you. So right at the top, it says top post right here. So they're going to give about 9, it's still 9 photos. Okay, so they're going to give 9 photos that they're going to give into that top slot. So since this is my own hashtag golf practice guides that I'm the only one using, then all 9 of these photos are mine. But for other hashtags like Ricky Fowler, Jason Day, Rory McIlroy, these other posts these other hashtags that I use that have other words not related to my brand, a lot of times my photos would always show up in those top 9 pictures. It would be either one of them, or if I posted twice that day, sometimes I could get 2 photos into the top posts. So when people search a hashtag, they're first going to look at all these top posts here. And those are typically the ones that have a lot of likes. So in this case, you're going to see I've got over 1,000 likes on this photo, and that's what helps bump it up into the rankings. Here's another one with 1,000 likes. And then we've got, this one that had 409, 981, 926, 725. So getting a lot of likes on your photo can help you rank it high in that top posts. And then you've got just the most recent posts thereafter. So then people can scroll through all the most recent photos that have been published using that hashtag. So that's where they're going to then come across more of your pictures if you've posted lots of different pictures using that same hashtag. So the goal here, though, is to get it ranking in this top 9 positions, because that's going to get it exposed to thousands of more people. And you want to go after, hashtags that aren't super competitive if you're trying to rank. So, for example, just the hashtag golf, that's only a 4-letter hashtag. That's super competitive. And actually, there's like a car called the Golf. So a lot of those car photos end up ranking for that hashtag. So that's one that I don't even use in my hashtag set. Instead, I use longer tail keywords that have multiple words in them. So like Ricky Fowler is a 2-word hashtag. Golf practice guides is a 3-word hashtag. So I'll use 2, 3, and 4-word hashtags, because when you try going after 1-word hashtags, a lot of times they're super competitive. So to do some quick research, all you got to do is type in a hashtag. So when I type in hashtag golf, you can see it's got 12 million posts. So that's a lot of competition that you're up against. It's typically, if you're trying to rank, I think a lot of the hashtags that I rank for have about 30,000 to maybe 200,000 posts. So anything above that, it gets tough for me to even rank with my account size. So for example, if I type in golf practice guides, that's only got 347 posts. So that's my brand hashtag. So obviously, if other people started using this hashtag and they had tons of followers, they could start ranking for my own brand hashtag. But at the same time, all of my followers in my community and then somebody else's community that's searching this hashtag, they're going to come across my profile. So it's going to help get me more exposure if somebody else starts using my hashtag in their photos. So it's kind of cool. That Instagram allows you to use the search function to research different words. So another one, like if I do Ricky Fowler, for example, he's only got 28,000 posts. So that's another one I'm easily able to rank for, because it doesn't have as much competition as the word golf that I showed you a minute ago that had 12 million posts. So those are a few tips to get started with. One, you got to have a good profile bio that's going to make people want to follow you when they check out your profile to see what you're about. You also want to post consistently every single day. You want to try to have a theme to your profile. So let me go back here and kind of show you an example of my Under 30 Wealth account. So recently I've been purging my following. So this is a tip we're going to get into in a moment. But I was following about 7,000 people at one time. So I've gone in, unfollowed a ton of people to get me down to about 1,800. And with doing that, I've now lost about 400 or 500 followers. So it's taken me back below 10,000. But in about a week here, I'll be back up above when I get doing my strategy that I'm going to share in a moment again. But you can see here, my next strategy is to create a theme. So I do a house photo, a quote photo, a house photo, a quote photo, back and forth. So it kind of creates this grid pattern look. So every other photo is a quote, and then the opposite of that is just some kind of luxury photo. So it gives my profile theme. So when somebody comes to my profile, they're going to read my bio. I'm Nick Foy, 22 entrepreneur. I've made over 280K flipping houses, travel, blog, YouTube, learn about, more at this link. So that gives me credible, tells who I am, and then they see my profile and they see how, well designed it is. It looks high-end, professional. It's got a theme to it. It's not just a bunch of random sloppy photos. So if you're trying to build an Instagram account, you want people to be interested in what you're posting. So if you're posting photos of your food or, your dog on the carpet or whatever it is, you got to make sure they're actually like nice professional looking photos. You can't just have random photos throughout your day that you're posting on Instagram. If you want to do that, I would suggest creating your own personal account where you can post all that stuff. But if you're trying to build like an online business, you want to have your own business account that's posting, professional looking photos that's actually about your business and is actually going to make people want to follow you and learn more about your website or whatever you promote in your profile bio link. So the next tip is to put something in your profile bio. So like I just said, that link. In this case, I'm promoting my YouTube channel right now, trying to get a lot of these followers to come find me on YouTube and kind of move over to that platform so that every single day I'm uploading YouTube videos, I'll have people watching those. And then in my other account, Golf Practice Guides, I had them go into my store page where they can learn more about my products, and that leads to some sales sometimes. Other times I'll have them go into a blog post or to an email opt-in page where they can join my email list. So your link this is your one time to use a link on Instagram, since they don't allow you to use links in your actual Instagram posts themselves. So this link in the bio, that's got to be an important link that, goes back to your website or to YouTube or to a store, something of importance to your brand that's going to help produce more customers down the long run. So that's probably as far as, getting exposure. Have a good profile bio, have a good link, post consistently every day, post quality photos, make sure to use hashtags, try to rank in hashtags. That's going to help get you natural followers. And then to speed up the process, my final tip is to do the follow-unfollow game. So that's, a lot of people are against it. They say you shouldn't go follow a ton of people and then just unfollow them. So what I typically did, like I said, I had about 6,000 people I was following. I would go follow a bunch of people, in a 1 hour period. Then I would take a break. And then I would do that a couple times a day, because if you overdo it, Instagram will block you and they won't let you, keep following tons of people because it's looked at as spammy. So I would have to kind of do it in small spurts. So eventually your following total gets stacked up. And then over several days, a number of those people will follow you back and a number of them won't. So the number of people that don't follow me back, I would go in with my unfollow app, which will show me all the people not following me back, and I would just unfollow them since they never gave me a follow. But I would keep following the people that, followed me back. So at one time I had about 6,000 people. I'm sure like maybe 4,000 of those were actually following me back, and the other 2,000 weren't following me back. So I unfollowed those first 2,000 people, got it down to where I was only following the 4,000 who were following me back, and then at that point I made the decision, I've stayed following them for a really long time, but now I want to get down to where it shows I'm not following a lot of people, because that sometimes makes your account look better when you have, a lot of followers and you're not following a whole lot of people. So this is the one time I wanted to try to get it really low. So I finally started unfollowing people I'd been following for a long time, and that's cost me, 400 or 500 people saw that I unfollowed them, so then they unfollowed me, knocking me back down below 10,000. But a lot of those people still stayed following me. So even though I purged, a couple thousand people so far, I've had a pretty good turnout of people that didn't unfollow me. So I'm going to keep purging this down, getting it down to 100, 200, 300, and then I might restart that follow-unfollow game. So to follow people, I have to find people in my niche. So somebody related to real estate investing, I could go to an account where I type in mansions, and they've got these different mansion accounts that post house photos. Or one, for example, is Ty Lopez. He's got a lot of people that follow him that want to learn they're entrepreneurial, they want to learn how to start businesses, whether it's real estate, social media marketing, the different stuff he promotes on his channel. So I might go to his profile, and then I'll go to one of his most recent photos that's got 28,000 likes, and I'll go in and start following people that like that photo. The reason I go in and follow those people instead of doing the ones that are following him is because these are the people that actually engage. So since they liked his photo, that shows they get on, they actually engage with his content, they're liking photos, taking action. So these are the type of people I want following me that are going to like my photos, because that's going to help me get more likes on my photos, which will help me rank then for hashtags. So I'll go in, follow a bunch of these people, and then like I said, after a few days, the ones that didn't follow me back, I'll go through and unfollow them. That way it keeps my follow total down. And you can see that he even did that at one point here, because he's following 7,000 people. So at one time, somebody running Tai Lopez's social media account was going in and following a bunch of people and doing the follow unfollow game to get his followers up, and then eventually he started growing virally due to all the ads he was running, and that caused him to grow naturally and not do that follow unfollow anymore. All right, and the last tip I have for you would be to get other accounts to kind of do a shout out for shout out exchange. So you could either do it the paid route or the free route. The paid route would be paying another account to shout out your account, and then if they've got lots and lots of followers, when they post to their account, hopefully all their followers will see that photo, read the description that's got your profile link in it, and they'll come check out your page, and that could add some followers to you. But paid shoutouts, I don't think they perform too well unless you're getting like a mega account that has millions of followers. Then you might see 100 people come follow you, but I would stick more to the free shoutouts where you find other accounts similar in size to you and you guys work out a collaboration deal where you'll both shout out each other. So you each send each other a pic in the direct messages, and then you pick a time and day that you're both going to post the photos of each other's accounts to your own account. And then that's going to help cross promote each other's brands, and you're going to get exposed to their followers and they're going to get exposed to your followers. So I used to do that a few different times with some of the Golf Babes accounts. There's different female golfer chicks that have, thousands and thousands of followers because they're either in the LPGA or they're trying to make it to the LPGA, and, they're good looking. So they've got tons of followers. I used to reach out to those ladies and try to do shout out for shout out exchanges, and a good amount of them would do them. So that helped add some followers to me. And then when I got bigger and I shouted them out, it helped add followers to them. So that was a good way of doing it. And then there's some other bigger golf accounts in the golf space that I was able to do some collabs with as well. So there's some times in the early growth stages when we were trying to get to 10,000 that we saw lots of followers coming in. Like one time I think I opened up the app and had 50 or 60 new followers, and it was because another account had just shouted me out on their page. So that was working successfully for a while, and it still does to this day, but it's been a while since I've done a collaboration, so I'd have to try to go after some more big accounts again that have 30 to 40,000 followers that are highly engaged with their content creator. If it's an account that's been sitting vacant a while, if they do a post and their account's not very engaged, then that's not going to lead to a whole lot of followers. So you want to check out the accounts that you're doing collabs with. Make sure that, even though they have a lot of followers, you want to make sure their photos are getting lots of likes. That's going to show high engagement. So here, I've got 28,000 followers, and we get anywhere from 400 to up to 1,000 likes on a photo. Like you saw on the hashtag ranking earlier, I had several photos that had 1,000 likes. So we're, somewhere between 400 to 1,000. So that's pretty good engagement. A good amount of people like our photos, whereas another account that has 30,000 followers, they might only have 100 likes on a photo. And that's not very good engagement. Not a lot of people are liking their photos, even though they have 30,000 followers. So then you start to wonder, maybe they bought a bunch of followers, since they must be like robots that can't have that ability to like photos, or maybe they just haven't been posting relevant good content in a while, so their audience ended up losing touch with that social media account, and now when they post stuff they don't get a very good engagement. So you want accounts that have good engagement if you're going to do that collaboration with. And then, like I said, you've also got the paid route if you want to do that as well. Same thing, make sure the account you're getting a paid shout out from has good engagement. Like if I was going to go to Tai Lopez and get him to shout me out, his photos get 60, 70,000 likes, so he's got tons of people engaging, so I wouldn't be worried. I'd know that if he shouted me out, I'd get a ton of people coming back to my profile as a result and probably getting a lot of new followers. But to have Tai Lopez shout me out, it would probably cost tons and tons of money, so that kind of puts it out of the equation. So instead, try the free method first. Go collab with a bunch of accounts similar in size to you, get each other's to shout each other out, and you'll cross promote your followers so that you guys can exchange some followers. And then again, do that follow unfollow method where you go follow a bunch of people from an influencer account, and a lot of those people will follow you back. The ones who don't, you just unfollow them to keep your following low, and you just keep doing that for several days and several months, and you'll start growing over time. getting more and more likes on your photos, and eventually you'll get enough likes that it'll start ranking you for hashtags. And when you start ranking for hashtags, you'll start getting natural followers that saw you because of the hashtags, and they'll come follow you, and it'll start snowballing. And that's what happened here. And I didn't even have to do the follow-unfollow game anymore. I just stopped doing that, and my account started growing naturally because of ranking photos. So that's when I started posting 2 to 3 times per day, and I was ranking multiple photos per day for different hashtags, and that kept speeding up my growth then because more and more people saw me through the hashtag feeds. And then eventually Instagram changed their algorithms, and things started slowing down for some of the hashtags. They no longer were sending lots of followers, so I had to change up what hashtags I was using to keep the growth going. So that's another thing. After a while, mix up what hashtags you use, because if you keep using the same ones for every single photo, eventually you kind of start running low on the amount of people who haven't seen your stuff yet and checked you out. So keep using new hashtags, and you'll keep getting exposed to different audiences. But make sure your hashtags are relevant to your brand. So I always just use hashtags related to golf, but there's lots of different terms out there in the golf world, so I don't have any worries about running out of hashtag ideas. So that pretty much wraps up this video. Do all those tips that we explained today: having a good profile bio, using hashtags, post consistently, post quality content that makes people actually want to follow you, and then go do the follow-unfollow game and do the shout-out for shout-out with another account. Do those things, you'll start seeing your Instagram followers grow. And if you want to grow traffic back to your website, your email list, or your e-commerce store, I would actually recommend checking out Pinterest instead of Instagram. It's a lot better for driving traffic to your website. So check out some other videos on my channel about Pinterest, or if you go to asknickfoy.teachable.com, I've got a course on Pinterest that you can take to learn how I'm getting 20 to 30,000 visitors through my website per month from Pinterest, which is 20 to 30 times what I'm getting from Instagram. So I just wanted to put that in there as a final note. If you're doing this because you want to get lots of followers for traffic back to your website, Instagram's not as good of a platform as Pinterest. Instead, Instagram's more a platform to get a lot of followers just so that you can look credible and look like you're important and your brand's successful. But as far as getting traffic, even with this many followers, I don't get a whole lot of traffic through this link like I do with Pinterest. And with Pinterest, I don't have hardly any followers. So it's a completely different platform for completely different purposes. Instagram's more just kind of like a popularity platform, posting cool photos, getting lots of likes, lots of comments, looking cool because you got lots of followers. That's, the main reason to use Instagram. If you're trying to build a business, increase your revenue, increase your email subscribers, I would focus your time over on Pinterest first before you put a lot of time into Instagram. So take those words of advice, figure out what you want to do, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I upload videos every single day. So hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and tomorrow's video will be coming to you soon. So stay tuned.